Hello everyone, November is finally come and gone, and with Thanksgiving out of the way, it's time to get ready for the Christmas season. A time for gift giving, a time for family, and also a time for war.
Quick headlines for you. War on Christmas edition.
Waging a war on Christmas.
War on Christmas.
There's a war on Christmas.
It's the war on Christmas.
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 Long story short, the war on Christmas is a narrative pushed every year, largely by conservative media, alleging that there's an agenda to remove Christmas from the country. An agenda run by who other than the left. So, to get ready for the war on Christmas, how about we take a look back at a holiday classic, Dennis Prager's video, Just Say Merry Christmas.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holidays is a very significant development.
This is one claim you'll see promoters of the war on Christmas narrative make frequently. They'll allude to some point in time when we made a change to Happy Holidays. But I have to ask you a question, Dennis. When exactly did this change happen? One of the most popular Christmas songs of all time is Andy Williams' Happy Holiday from 1963.
Happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday, happy holiday.
Which, by the way, isn't even the first iteration of that song. The original was performed in 1942 by Bing Crosby.
Happy holiday, happy holiday.
And if you want to go back even further, there are newspapers from the 1800s which use the term Happy Holidays. It's almost like people tend to use different words and phrases that mean the same thing. People like Dennis will confidently claim that a change occurred, but be extremely vague about when it began. And when you realize that Happy Holidays has been around for over a century and a half, maybe that vagueness isn't by accident.
Proponents of Happy Holidays argue it's no big deal. Proponents of Merry Christmas are making a mountain out of a molehill. But the Happy Holidays advocates want it both ways. They dismiss opponents as hysterical, but at the same time, in addition to replacing Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays, they have relentlessly pushed to replace Christmas vacation with winter vacation and Christmas party with holiday party.
And again, notice how vague Dennis is being here. He'll have animations to go along with what he's saying, but he'll never give a direct example of this occurring. For a phrase there's been a relentless push to remove, it didn't seem to stop the literal president when you made this video from using it repeatedly.
Have a very Merry Christmas.
We want to say Merry Christmas to everybody.
I want to wish every American a Merry Christmas.
So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It hasn't seemed to stop the current president either.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
And these efforts have been extraordinarily successful. In place of the universal Merry Christmas of my youth, in recent decades I have been wished Happy Holidays by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined, by everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else.
Wow. For a guy who made a half-hour video telling people to stop being easily offended, Dennis sure cares a lot about what complete strangers say to him.
You choose whether or not to be offended. It is a choice. It is not a given. People are looking for problems. They are looking to be offended because maybe life is boring to them.
Also, notice how he's still not providing any direct, observable examples. The best evidence he can offer up is personal anecdotes. Well, I've got data. According to a YouGov poll from 2020, the majority of registered voters in America prefer saying Merry Christmas over Happy Holidays. And among those who prefer saying Merry Christmas, about half said they are encouraged to do so. So excuse me if I'm a tad skeptical of your story.
When I respond, thank you, Merry Christmas, I often sense that I've actually created some tension.
I don't know, Dennis, how many of them ran home to make a video complaining about it? How many of them would go on to write not one, but 2 articles about it? How many of them would go on TV twice to warn the country about it?
This is the holiday of this season. And to deny that there is a war on Christmas is to lie.
I think you might be the one under some tension. According to a separate YouGov poll from 2017, among those who prefer happy holidays, the vast majority said they would not be offended if they were wished a Merry Christmas. In fact, the poll found that the Merry Christmas side was the group more likely to get offended. Hey everyone, before continuing my response, I want to quickly let you know that this video is sponsored by Ground News. In the age of the internet, we're being bombarded with more news from more media outlets than ever before. And, unsurprisingly, those outlets don't always give us the full picture, warping our perception of the world. That's only been exacerbated with the advent of social media, where algorithms only show us what we already agree with, placing people into echo chambers and further polarizing the population. But, with the Ground News website and app, you can navigate the news more clearly, finding out where an outlet falls in the political spectrum. In fact, while making this video, I used their app to make sure none of my sources went too far in either direction. Ground News also shows you how different news outlets will frame the same story differently. And by going to the blind spot feed, you can find out what stories the left and right are underreporting on. So if you want to be a more informed and less partisan consumer of news, then head on over to ground.news/Nate for a free download of the Ground News app.
The opponents of Merry Christmas and other uses of the word Christmas know exactly what they're doing. They're disingenuous when they dismiss defenders of Merry Christmas as fabricating some, quote, war on Christmas. Of course it's a war on Christmas. Or more precisely, a war on the religious nature of America. The left in America, like the left in Europe, wants to create a thoroughly secular society. Not a secular government, which is a desirable goal and which in any event has always been the case in America, but a secular society.
And that would be a bad thing because I don't think anyone should be forced to become secular, but if they voluntarily choose to, why would that be a problem? I mentioned this before in my video about Steve Harvey, but New Zealand and the Netherlands are both about 50% non-religious, far more secular than America. Have either of these countries become communist hellscapes? Has the word Christmas become hate speech? No. In fact, they both rank higher than America in terms of peace and happiness. And what do you know, both countries still celebrate the holiday. If there is a war on Christmas, it looks like Christmas is winning.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So here's a prediction. Activists on the left will eventually seek to remove Christmas as a national holiday.
Well, Dennis, if you're so confident in that prediction, how about this then? I'm willing to bet with you $1,000 that by 2030, there will still be no major push in this country to remove Christmas as a national holiday. Your video came out in 2016 and this prediction hasn't gone anywhere. Just like it didn't go anywhere when Bill O'Reilly began warning about it back in 2004. When this guy was still president. Just like it didn't go anywhere back in the 1920s when Henry Ford, yes, that Henry Ford, accused American Jews of conspiring to abolish Christmas. Much like predictions of the end of the world, predictions of the end of Christmas keep failing and getting kicked further and further down the road. So if you truly believe in what you're saying, put your money where your mouth is and let's make a bet.
Now, the left doesn't announce that its agenda is to thoroughly secularize American and European societies. Instead, they offer the inclusiveness argument that Merry Christmas or Christmas party or Christmas vacation is not inclusive. Who exactly is being excluded when one wishes someone Merry Christmas? Non-Christians? I'm a non-Christian. I'm a Jew. Christmas is not a religious holy day for me, but I'm an American, and Christmas is a national holiday in my country. It is therefore my holiday, though not my holy day, as much as it is for my fellow Americans who are Christian.
Dennis, did you forget about your previous argument? You claimed earlier that using Happy Holidays is part of a war on the religious nature of America, because according to you, the left wants to make a secular society. But now, by your own admission, Christmas is not religious for you. Ergo, it's secular. If you can celebrate Christmas for non-religious reasons, why don't you think the left can?
That's why it's not surprising that it was an American Jew, Irving Berlin, who wrote White Christmas, one of America's most popular Christmas songs.
Irving Berlin was also the original composer of Happy Holiday, but I guess we're not going to mention that.
In fact, according to a Jewish musician writing in the New York Times, almost all the most popular Christmas songs were written by Jews. Apparently, all these American Jews felt quite included by Christmas.
Wow, that's quite a sample size you have there. Not American Jews, not even American Jewish musicians, but exclusively American Jewish musicians who wrote a Christmas song. Don't you think your sample might be leaving out major chunks of the American population? Let's go back to an argument you made earlier. You claimed you've been wished happy holidays
by every waiter and waitress, by everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots.
These are all examples of people working for some kind of company, organizations with a profit motive. Maybe these companies make their employees say happy holidays because the term is more general and therefore appeals to a broader range of people, and appealing to more people means making more money. You know, capitalism. That thing you're always promoting. But hey, if you want more employees saying Merry Christmas to you, maybe we could try allowing employees to vote on what greeting they prefer. You know, like a kind of workplace democracy.
By not wishing me a Merry Christmas, you are not being inclusive. You are excluding me from one of my nation's national holidays. You're not inclusive. You're hurtful.
God, to go through life constantly thinking you're offended? I pity you and I pity the society.
Dennis, what do you think the holidays and happy holidays refers to? There are multiple holidays celebrated during December, so happy holidays is simply a catch-all term for all of them, including Christmas. And since when do you have an issue with exclusion anyway? You're the guy who spent decades fighting to prevent same-sex marriage.
Have the words compassion dismissed all of our values? All you need is compassion? Why not have compassion for bisexuals? A bisexual is not fulfilled unless he or she marries a member of both the opposite sex and same sex. Why is that not next?
I think we are more likely to survive economically than we are the redefinition of marriage.
I know you are. That's why I love you, Dennis.
And when you finally lost that battle, you threw a temper tantrum in a blog post about the end to Judeo-Christian America. Funny how you call a secular government desirable, yet you want the government to make decisions based on religion. You're also the guy who rallied his following to repeal a bill protecting trans students from discrimination. A battle which you also lost. Whenever anyone dares not fit into your mold of a Judeo-Christian America, you're more than happy to exclude them. But putting it that directly wouldn't be optical, would it? It would show that you're kind of the bad guy here. It's much more politically effective to invent a victim narrative. The gay agenda, the trans agenda, the war on Christmas. A victim narrative to rally your followers against whatever group you pick. For Henry Ford, it was the Jews. For Dennis Prager, it's
the left, the left, the left,
the left, the left,
the left,
the left, the left,
the left, the left,
the left,
the left, the left, the left,
the left, the left, the left, the left, the left, the left, the left.
And people like Dennis Prager will parrot this argument year after year because their followers keep falling for it. With all of that being said though, thank you for watching. Producing this video was made possible thanks to my generous supporters on Patreon. If you too would like to help support my content, a link to my Patreon can be found down below. You can also help by giving this video a thumbs up to help boost it in the YouTube algorithm. And please make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Have a great day.